have a lesson on drawing in space. And remember that at Frederickson we have several lessons on this, but we are going to continue now, and we are going to look at the art element called value. That means the lights and darks we see around us. So let's see how artists use value. I'm going to come over here to our little table. And we're going to look at the word value. This is black, white, and grays. It's the lights and the darks that we see in a picture. And we can also see this other art word, contrast. That's where we see light is really bright and then dark is really dark, and that's called contrast when you put those two next to each other. So we are going to start with a little exercise that is really great for the kinders and the first graders, but fourth graders, you can do it too if you'd like. And we're just going to take a round object and we're going to draw around it. This just happens to be a lid off of a tea can, but you can use whatever you have handy. And I wouldn't make it too big or too little, but something kind of medium size. Now we're going to decide where our light is coming from. And I'm going to make a little sun shape over here just to kind of show where my light's coming from. So the light's going to be coming down on this round object. And we don't want it to look flat. We want to make it look like it's got some volume to it, some heaviness to it, okay? So we're going to start with an area that's going to be really dark. And then we're going to have an area that's just kind of medium gray. And then this area we're going to leave really light, okay? So we'll start down here and we'll make this area as black as we can make it. Remember how we learned how to draw and color with purpose. So we're going to fill in all those white spaces and put our black right where we want it. And I like to just use short little strokes when I color, and that way I don't have to go back over the top as much. If I use long strokes, I often have to go back too much. Okay, so we're gonna just go ahead and get all that black in there. Putting it right where we want it and pressing a little hard on our crayon. Not so hard we're gonna break it though, right? I think we've all broken crayons before, and that's no fun. Okay, then we're going to make this area gray. So we're not going to press as hard in this area, but I still like to use those little short strokes so that I can make sure I'm getting my gray exactly where I want it. Sometimes it helps to kind of outline a little bit too on the inside so I don't get crayon where I don't want it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there because I don't want this to take forever. And if you're in kindergarten, all you have to do is just have black, gray, and white, okay? But if you're in first grade, or if a fourth grader is doing this, I would like you to take this a little bit further. Maybe I will go ahead and finish this out. I'm almost done. So I just don't want anybody getting bored. That would be sad. Okay, so for kinders, this is all the further you have to go so that you have black, gray, and white, okay? Now, if you are first grade, I would like you to do something a little bit different. I'd like you to do a light gray up here, a lighter gray than that one, and make it a little bit darker on the sides so that it looks like it's a 3D object rather than a flat object, okay? So this one's already pretty much done for you, but you can see the difference. It just looks more rounded to do it this way. But I think for the kinders, they get the idea of black, gray, and white to show something has depth to it, okay? or space. All right, now if you're in 4th grade, I would like you to take it even one step further and make it into a moon, okay? So maybe putting in some craters and kind of shading those craters. And I used pencil to do this, and it's pretty fun because you can use your finger to kind of blend those transitions from where it's really dark to where it's gray to where it's light. And then I like to use an eraser. Oops, I guess this is the side. This is called a kneaded eraser, but any eraser will do. But I like to kind of go in and erase out some of the really light areas. So, and it's kind of fun to do that with an eraser, okay? All right, so that's this part of the project. So if you're a kindergartner, you are done, or a 1st grader, you're gonna do this, you'll be done. 4th grade, this, you'll be done. And anybody that wants to do this next project can, but it's a little bit harder. It's kind of more for the older students. And what we're going to do with this, I've already got this template for you, and you can go ahead and just copy that off. I'll include it with a video. What you're going to do with this is we're going to make it look like we're looking into a hole. Okay, so we're going to start by putting the black in. This is like a box. You gotta be kind of careful in those corners and along the edge. I could use a ruler if I wanted. It might help me be a little bit more accurate. Okay, and we're going to just fill that in. Again, using those short little strokes work pretty good. All right, so we're almost got that done. Goes pretty fast. And I'm using a Sharpie for this part. You could even use pencil, but I like to make it look really black. Could use a crayon if you want. Okay, so we've got that in. Right, and now we're going to take a pencil, and where it's the darkest here in the corner, we're going to put our pencil in the darkest we can. Okay, and then we're going to put a little less pressure on our pencil as it comes forward towards this edge. A little less pressure on the pencil so it makes it more of a gray rather than a really dark gray. And then a little less pressure to make it more of a light gray coming out. Okay. Okay, now I like to use my finger to shade, but you don't have to. You can just even leave it, but I like it because it makes it kind of smooth looking. Okay, you can kind of see how it's starting to look like it's going back in space into this hole in the floor or wall. Okay, so the idea is that it looks like it's going back this way. So have fun trying that. And make sure that you send me your artwork to jlindley@bethelsd.org. I would love to see what you're making. And don't forget to be drawing in your sketchbook. Remember, we've got 3 drawings we're doing, hopefully every day. Wine contour drawing, a gesture drawing, bimanual where we're using 2 hands at once. Okay, so try to get those, make sure you're doing those every day. And remember, I miss you so much. So maybe I'll see you on a Zoom meeting sometime soon, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.